Here's a 1983 Rodgers electronic organ. This was very generously given to us, and it was from a church, and it was having some problems. We haven't quite got all the problems solved on it yet, but we've got it set up, and we've got it started on getting it working. This thing is just absolutely massive. It was not meant to be put into a house, but we managed to get it through the door. We used the trailer and the Escalera dolly to get it home, and we're working on kind of reconfiguring the living room. We wanted to bring this into the house to have a good full-featured organ to play at home, but everything else we're kind of going to have to rearrange here in the living room, although we've got the organ pushed back over here into kind of a little alcove so that it kind of fits into the living room better. This is just an absolutely massive piece of equipment. It's got a huge amount of circuit boards on two panels that pivot out. Let me pull this one open here, and then there's a whole other rack of oscillators and adjustments. I've never worked on one of these before, so I only kind of have a very basic idea of how it works. There's just tons of different adjustments, tons of different pots on it. If we pull this other rack out, back in here is the amp system and the power supply over here. There's the amp chassis. This was a really big electronic organ installation when it was put in. There's probably about 10 speaker cabinets, a huge subwoofer cabinet with 18-inch woofers in it, I think. We still need to get the speaker cabinets for this unit. We just got the console to start out with, but we haven't actually gotten the speakers yet. It's got some kind of foil shielding put into cardboard here. I'm not sure why it was done like that. Down here is the output panel, and all these jacks are to connect to external amplifiers here. They're separate. Let me get the flashlight here. There are separate outputs for the flute and principal, or the flute, and then the reed, string, and principal on each manual and pedal. And then here are the speaker outputs. We've just got it hooked up to some of these speaker cabinets because we haven't got the real speakers yet. It was actually installed in place of a pipe organ, so these speakers are up in pipe organ chambers, and there's a lot of 6x9 speakers in there that we'll still need to get, and we'll probably won't be able to hook up all those speakers in here, I don't think. We'll have to just put some of them in storage until maybe sometime we could acquire some kind of an auditorium. That's a wishful thinking. Maybe we could even build an auditorium in a metal building or something to really unleash the full power of this organ. Let's take a look at the controls here. Okay, there's the pedal. We've only got the pedal and the great principal reed and string channels hooked up because we've just got those two speaker cabinets. But when it's exhibiting the problem, the only thing that'll play on it is the mixtures. So it seems like it's playing okay now. And I think that this is model 825. I'll double check that. on the maker's data plate underneath there. The lighting contrast on this makes it, we'll just shut off the stops there so that you can see the stops on it. It's really nice to have a good full-featured organ at home, and we actually do have an Allen organ out in the barn. I'm working on getting all those organs taken out and put into a storage unit so that they can be then reinstalled in a better environment, but I've only started that project now. But this one, we even though it was difficult, we had to turn it on its end and just kind of slide it through the door. This thing, the weight of this is just really massive. Like I said, probably about 800 pounds, but we were able to get it in here. And let me go ahead and turn on, I think we've got some stops programmed in on one of these presets that uses just the principal and mixtures. And it doesn't sound quite as realistic as a later model, but it certainly sounds very good. One thing we might do is to add an external reverb unit to it, because just being in a house, the sound, it's kind of dry, so. And I'll try and do a video of actually playing the organ as well. I just wanted to give an introduction to this organ, and we'll try and mount as many of those speaker cabinets inside this living room as we can to get the most sound out of it.